Hello everyone. I've decided to ignore the media and visit Iran, despite the unsettled situation. Let's begin our journey. This is the place where we are staying. On this side, there are hostel rooms. On this side, there are many private rooms. This is the room for us, a room for 2 people. A room for 2 people. But the toilet and bathroom are located separately. Here, one night is $6 per person, meaning $12 for the 2 of us. This room costs $12. We are in Tehran. It snowed all night. Look. The snow melts before it even lands on the ground. Right now, after the snowfall, winter shoes and warm pants fit perfectly in Tehran. My feet don't sweat like in Shiraz. On the contrary, in this cold weather, everything feels nice and warm. Viewers, I was in Shiraz, I was in Isfahan, and now that I've come to Tehran, I notice one difference. Shiraz and Isfahan are much more interesting and beautiful in terms of architecture and culture. Because Tehran is just a modern city, in some ways it looks a bit like Istanbul, and the mountainous areas look like Almaty. The buildings don't look like old Persian or Iranian architecture. They're mostly concrete buildings built around the 1970s, 1980s. For example, it was the same when I was in Japan. Kyoto and Osaka are the real Japan, while Tokyo is just a modern glass city. It was the same in Uzbekistan as well. Ichan Kala, Bukhara, and Samarkand are the real Uzbekistan, while capital Tashkent is just a modern city with strong traces of the Soviet Union and modern times. It's the same here. Shiraz and Isfahan are the real Iran, while Tehran is just a modern city. So if you want to see the real Iran, it's better to visit Shiraz and Isfahan. Now, another never-ending topic in Iran: women's rights. Let's take a closer look at the issue of women. 4 years ago, Iran's morality police detained a 22-year-old woman named Mahsa Amini for wearing her hijab incorrectly. Later, she died at the police station under unclear circumstances. This incident was widely discussed both inside the country and internationally and led to mass protests in Iran. Mahsa Amini's death strengthened movements against the mandatory hijab law and for women's rights in Iran. Many girls took off their hijabs, burned them, and cut their hair as acts of protest. Now, in major cities of Iran, it is quite common to see girls walking without a hijab at all, with their hair uncovered and moving freely. Many Iranian women wear the hijab only formally. They cover their heads just slightly, as if wearing it simply to check the box. Nevertheless, there are still many women on the streets, fully dressed in black and completely covered. Shops that sell such clothing can also be frequently seen in the city. There are also laws here that apply to men. For example, here, you are not allowed to wear shorts. You can't walk on the street in shorts. Because the knee is considered times aura, and times aura, times in Islam, means an intimate part of the body. Meaning a man's times aura times is from the navel to the knees, and that whole area must be covered. If you want to wear shorts, they have to be long and cover the knees. So there are also rules here that regulate how men dress. During the game, whenever a female referee appeared on screen, the Iranian channel immediately switched the shot to wide views of the stadium instead of showing her. This is related to Iran's laws on women's dress. Because the female referee's hair or legs might be visible, such images can be considered inappropriate content in the country. But what surprised me was the large number of women driving cars. For example, in Saudi Arabia, women were only given the right to drive in 2018. Because of that, at first I thought the situation in Iran might be similar, but in Iran, women have never been banned from driving. In fact, from the moment traffic rules were introduced, the law gave both men and women the equal right to drive. That is why it's very common to see women driving on Iranian roads. I probably wouldn't be wrong if I said that about every fourth driver is a woman. In Tehran, in the districts high up in the mountains, there is a beautiful mosque like this. Let's go inside and see what's there. You have to leave your shoes here. The inside is shining. Look inside, how beautiful it is. Everything is shining. Look at this door.
Someone's grave is there. That person is kissing it.
The inside is tall. Here is the grave. My hands are getting dry too. The weather in Iran is a bit cold, the wind is cold, all of that has dried out my face, my lips are cracked and bleeding. This also happened to me in Japan. Look at my hand, it's dried out.
Thank you.
We had heard that Iran is the homeland of hookahs, but after arriving in Iran, we realized that this idea is not really accurate. As for hookah lounges, they are truly hookah lounges. There is almost nothing there except hookah. In general, the concept of hookah lounges here is quite interesting. Here we came across a hookah lounge in the center of Tehran. The main cashier is sitting and watching the news. Inside, there are only a few tables, and the guests are just sitting, smoking hookah, and drinking tea. The hookahs themselves look very old. The handle of the hookah in his hand looks like it has been there since before I was even born. Even if you take a deep breath with your whole chest and inhale, the smoke that comes out is not very thick. I'm not an expert who smokes hookah all the time, but still, the hookahs in Iran didn't impress me very much. Here in Iran, there are parking systems like this. Tehran is a big city, the population is 17 million, but during the day it reaches 20 million. In the evening, it goes back to 17 million. During the day, it becomes 20 million again. Why? Because people come to work from different villages and nearby cities. They work all day and then return to their villages. Tehran is not only the political capital, but also the financial capital. There is a lot of money and work here. That's why the population is very large. It's a huge megapolis. Because there isn't enough space, they came up with solutions like this. I've seen things like this in Korea and Japan. For example, you see that car there, the white one? If that car wants to leave, all of this rotates like this and moves here. Then it goes down from that side and drives out backwards. When there isn't enough space, humans adapt very easily. Look, viewers, right now I'm in a parking lot with cars. And here I notice that almost all the cars are roughly the same. Because of the sanctions, in the late 1980s, many car factories and brands left, but some French companies stayed here, and in a way, the Iranian government bought them. They told them, "We will pay you a lot of money. Stay here. There is a factory. We will give you materials. Just keep producing cars from all of this." By paying a lot of money, they managed to keep many engineers here. And since then, Iran has continued producing cars until today. That Peugeot adapted its name to Persian language, and they install another logo, but in the end, they are still the same old Peugeots. But also, if you want to import a car into Iran from abroad, you have to pay a very large customs duty, about 110% of the car's price. For example, if you want to import a Kia from Korea, you will pay about double the price. These restrictions are made to support local car production. The center of Tehran reminds me of Rome. About half a year ago, I was walking in Rome. Rome has many piazzas, Piazza del something, many central squares. Of course, the buildings are not the same, but the squares are very similar to Rome. There are many motorcycles, many old men walking around, buses. The roads look similar to those in Rome. In some places, there is trash. While we were standing by the road trying to stop a taxi, this gentleman stopped. He said, "Come, get in. I'll take you where you want to go." So let's go now.
Okay. Thank you.
For a while now, Cengiz and I have been chatting while walking, several kilometers, talking about different countries and comparing them. And now for 1 second, I forgot which country we are in.
Seriously?
Yes, for 1 second, what country is this? Which country were we in? We've been to many countries, we travel a lot, we film everything, and we release 2-3 videos a week. So subscribe to my channel. Many interesting travels are waiting for you ahead. This is a bazaar in Tehran. It really looks like the bazaars in Istanbul, like a regular Istanbul bazaar. The bazaar in Shiraz looked like an Eastern fairy tale, but here it looks more like a modern Istanbul bazaar. Viewers, Cengiz is going back home, while I plan to stay in Iran for about 10-11 days. Cengiz had limited time, so he could stay in Iran for only 6 days. I will return in about 3 or 4 days. So this episode has come to an end. Another very interesting episode is waiting for you ahead. So subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. See you in the next interesting video. Goodbye.